Jesuit Days, and today I am here with Mr. Dylan Crow. Hey, Dylan.
Hi.
Hi, such a pleasure to have you on my couch
I
today.
could say the same thing. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, such a pleasure. You're such a sweetheart.
Thank you.
So good to see you. And Dylan, you're an actor.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been acting?
I've been acting since I was 9 years old, so that dates back to August 2013. I had always wanted to act though since I was younger because when I was 5, I watched a movie called The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which
Mm,
is a very like niche children's movie. But it taught me that kids could be actors, and I asked my
right.
mom, and she was like, "Yeah, kids can act." And I begged her for 3 years,
Oh.
and she found a Groupon for during acting studio,
Uh-huh.
and that's when I took my first class.
This young man is so cute. I've watched him for a long time out there in the community. But he didn't know I was watching him, but I've watched him. I mean, it is so great to see our young entertainers out there
Yeah,
doing the work that adults are out there doing it and working just as hard. I mean, they're acting. There's no age. There's just acting, doing the work,
exactly.
and I see you doing the work. So that's why I was so honored to have you here with me today.
Thank you.
So, one of the reasons why I wanted to have you here is to get the point of view of a young person that's out there working in the community. I mean, you hear the adults talking about the hard work and everything that takes to be the actor that you are today. Um, First off, I'd like to start with you mentioned some of the films that you loved and what inspired you to want to act. Since you started that, what is your thoughts on acting now?
I am so much more in love with it than I was when I was probably 5 or 6. And not because of like acting as like being in front of the camera and acting, but just the whole process of it.
Mm,
Like the casting and the table reads and just learning what every job on set is. I
right.
have so much more respect for anybody that's working on a film set. And
Sure.
I think that's one of the most important things about going into the industry is you just need to know what position interludes with what and
Mm.
how you can make your mark on the film set. And I love it so much.
And you know what? I don't know a lot about baseball or
Yeah,
basketball, the sports, but you know what? It's a team.
exactly. It is a team
and
effort.
and everybody's role is important, whether it's lighting, camera, um, grips, food services,
Yeah,
hair, makeup, wardrobe. All those different roles are important, and they play a major part in what it is we get to do. Um, so I love that you shared that because a lot of times people don't take in consideration all that's going on to help you sit in front of that camera and just do your part.
yes, yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that help you to get right there, whether it's your director, the producers. It's not just Dylan get there in front of the camera and acting.
Yeah,
I love that being so young, you have taken notice to that. And because sometimes people just go and they're just, oh, I have a role today. I'm
exactly.
going to go and
Yeah.
play Susie Q. But they don't take in consideration all that takes to get to that role. I love that. What are some of your favorite genres of movies?
I love psychological thrillers. That is like my favorite go to if I'm at a sleepover, like I want to watch that because there's so much depth to it. Like, yes, it's very scary, but there's always an underlining theme to it.
Mm.
So, an example that I love to give is a movie called Midsommar, which is an Ari Aster film. And
Say that again.
Midsommar, it's like written as Midsummer, but it's
Okay.
um and it basically follows a breakup story. It's basically a breakup story, but throughout the movie there's so much scary things happening and
Okay.
discovering of oneself through it,
Uh huh.
but mainly it's scary. But I just love the drama within it. I love dramatic movies. I love dramatic anything. It's my favorite.
Mm. Tell us about one of your favorite roles that you've had this far.
Yes. Back in July, I was a part of a short film called Twins. It was
Mm.
written and directed by Kiki Dang and Joe Briones, and it was basically about my character Eric, who was basically being interrogated about the disappearance of one of his classmates.
Oh.
And with that, he had his twin sister, played by Gianna Frangella and the interrogator being played by Daniel Blanc. Amazing actors. Love them to death. And it was just a lot of fun because there was a lot of drama within it, and my character had different settings. Like one moment he was like happy and perky, one moment he was
Mm.
scared and confused, and it was so much fun getting to
So
explore
you had to
that.
bring out a lot of different types of
I
emotion.
did.
How was it the first time you had to cry?
It was very nerve wracking. It was very nerve wracking because there was a lot of people that were watching, and I was just very
Mm.
nervous. But I learned from Kevin Phipps, who was one of my acting teachers from the
Uh-huh.
Artist Box.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me of the Meisner technique, and with that, it helped so much within the
Mm.
film, and I think that it came out really well.
For a young person that may be listening to you, explain to them what the Meisner technique is.
Meisner technique is basically living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So within that, if you're playing a character that is going through something sad, you can start to just put yourself in the shoes of that and just
Mm.
start living within those circumstances. Like
Right.
you have to find out that your dog is sadly dead. That's such
Right.
a bad, like a scary example.
Mm-hmm.
But putting yourself in that situation can really help you bring out the emotions that are needed for your
Sure.
character.
So, so you just had to cry. Then 5 minutes later, you had to be at the park, really happy with your
Yeah.
friends.
Yes. It takes a toll emotionally sometimes,
Right.
but when you get the proper training and just learning how to balance the emotions, it goes a long way.
See, as this young man is saying, proper training,
Exactly.
and that is something that some people take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they think, "Oh, I can just do that. It's easy."
Yeah.
But you just described so many things that you have to go through as an actor, from going from crying to being happy in say 5 to 10 minutes, because that director may say, let's get that next scene going right after this.
Exactly.
And sometimes you're wondering, can we do that scene later? But it ain't about what you want.
Yeah. It's about basically what production is wanting to do, and you
Right.
just have to go with the flow.
They may be trying to get all your scenes completed
Yeah.
within this, well,
Like
say hour or whatever.
time frame of just
Right.
yeah.
So you may be crying, laughing, dancing. They got you
Basically.
looking like you're psychotic, right?
Yeah. But it's all worth it in the end.
Yes, it is. I love that. Do you have any special skills?
I I am very much not a special skills type of person, but I do know a song on the piano, which is like my biggest flex of all time. I love also editing and writing my
Okay.
own stuff.
Okay.
It's something that I do on the side, and
Um,
actually when I'm going to college, I'm going to be majoring in film and media production, so getting to learn being on film sets and applying that to my own creative work is just like
Wonderful.
I'd say those two are the special skills that I have.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Dillon, I know you just turned 18.
I did.
So what so you're an adult now.
It's scary.
But the thing is you're excuse me, you're 18. You have an age range. What is the youngest age that even right now, what are you playing?
I would say 15 and a half, 16 would be the youngest. I
Uh,
feel like that'd be the most believable in terms of whatever project.
uh,
Yeah. Like 16 and then older, like 16 to 19, 20. I
mm-hmm.
feel like that would be my range.
Okay. Have you been asked to play anything, or that you felt that I don't say you were uncomfortable with?
No, I don't think so. I think every role that I've either auditioned for or booked has just been like perfect, like in my eyes and not
Uh,
uncomfortable in any sort of
oh,
way.
okay, that's
But I
good.
know that is a possibility for
Sure.
some, and it's a very weird and hard lesson just to learn within that because you're wanting to be in front of the camera and learning how to
Right.
play those characters. But if something doesn't feel like comfortable to you, you don't have to do it, and that's
Right.
something that I've learned when I was younger, just from the different classes that I've taken.
Hmm.
So yeah,
And it, whether your comfort level, it has to be believable
yes,
also.
yes,
There's times you're 18, you want to play, you feel like you can play a 21-year-old,
mm-hmm.
but to the directors, you don't they don't think you're believable as a 21. So you may be playing a say a 12 to a 16-year-old
Yes,
even at age 21, because I mean, It could be your look. I
Hmm.
mean, your personality. There's
There's
just
so many
something.
factors.
Yeah. So that is something that as a young actor you have to take in
Hmm.
consideration also. It's not about who you are and your age or whatever. It's about what's believable.
Yeah, and there's been so many auditions where I've been so close to a part, but because either my hair color was different or because
Mm-hmm.
I was too tall, I sadly didn't book it. And it's very understandable because it's what's believable to the project and what
Right.
makes it more realistic.
Right. So, Dylan, we were speaking about some of the attributes of being a young actor and some of the things we have to accept for the for our craft.
Hmm.
Okay. You what advice would you give to an aspiring actor?
Like I've mentioned before, train, train, train. It's very imperative to your career to just keep taking acting classes. And it doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
to be the same one per se. Like you don't have to just take improv your entire career.
Right.
It's nice to dabble in like scene studies or like commercial improv or just stuff like that because it'll help you broaden and widen your range of characteristics within
And
yourself.
stress the importance of utilizing different
Yeah,
instructors. You don't have to go to the same acting
no.
school or acting
I
coach.
I'm with multiple. Like during acting studio,
Mm-hmm.
Waymire Studios, Linda Waymire, she's a
Yes.
fantastic teacher. Helen
Yes.
McCready,
Yes.
Kevin Phipps from the Artist Box.
Yes.
I've met with them throughout my entire career, and it's helped me so 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 much in like different areas and the same areas at the same time.
Right. Right. And we see that in your work. And that's just facts. We see it in your work. When you're training and you're prepared, it shows in your work.
Yeah,
So you brought some media for us to
I
see today,
did.
right?
I
So let's
did.
take a look at what you brought us today. So what's happening right here?
So this was when we were wrapping our short film Twins, the short film I mentioned before, and that is Daniel Blunk, who played the investigator, and Joe, who's on the right. He was the director and writer, and we were just talking about how the shoot went, and it was a really, really fun conversation. It was late at night, 9, 10 p.m., and we were just celebrating the fact that we had accomplished filming the short film.
Okay.
So this right here was a behind the scenes shot of one of the party scenes, the flashback scene within the short film, and I love this photo so much because I feel like not only it shows me like getting ready for the shot, but it shows everybody that is helping out with the shot, like the
Hmm.
camera person, the grips, like everything. And I
Right.
think that it's such an amazing photo to represent how much work really goes into the production of the films.
Sure.
And this right here was a shot of my friend Gianna Frangella, who plays my twin sister in the film. And this was after we called cut on a scene, and I was very much in like a very sad headspace for the scene. So she was just giving me a hug.
I can see you and her
And
playing twins. Oh,
yeah,
she's so cute too.
she is. I love her so much. But yeah, it's a really special photo to me because it's basically just sums up our friendship within a single photo.
Oh.
We care so much for each other, and we met on a commercial project back in 2015.
Oh,
So we've been
okay.
friends for a long time.
Right.
So it's crazy, but I love it.
And I've watched her work also.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I love that because it gives our young actors a gist of what's going on. I mean, it's not always, oh, yeah, I'm going to have fun. I mean, it's fun,
Yes,
but it's work.
it is. It is work, but I would say it's work that is fun because beforehand, like getting prepared for it can be a little
Mm-hmm.
stressful. But at the end of the day, if it's something you love to do, honestly, for me, I find complete 100% joy within it.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, no, it is work, and you have to put yourself in there fully to really get the results that you want.
And you're a teenager or a young person, you go to school all
Yes.
day long. Yeah, you come home, you may have to do some self tapes,
Yeah.
you may have to do some homework, you may have to go to an acting workshop.
Yep.
So it's putting in time if it's something that you love to do. So
Yeah.
it's not just, oh, I'm going to film on Saturday.
No,
It doesn't work that way.
no, there's so much to it.
And that's what people have to understand. They look at an actor, but they don't know what happens all behind the scenes,
Yeah.
what goes on. So, what what is one of what is a day like for Dylan?
So right now, this year, I'm a senior in high school. So it's mainly from like 8 in the morning to 2 to 3 o'clock classes, and
Mm-hmm.
I take AP classes, so it's a lot of work, a lot of homework. And after school, it'll be either be theater rehearsals or it'll
Mm.
be link leader stuff, which is helping out with the freshmen as
Mm.
seniors. And then if I don't have any of that, it's homework. And if I don't have any of that, it's either going to acting classes or preparing for self tapes or just going in for auditions.
So, with self tape, we've all been thrown into that world.
Yes.
How has that changed you with your submissions, and even as an actor, how has that some changed you?
So when before pre-pandemic, that kind of stuff, I was not the biggest fan of self-tapes because I am a huge perfectionist and I
Mm.
feel that if I have the camera in front of me and I can choose like a really good take, I want it to be perfect the first time. So it was very scary to me knowing that that was going to be the new normal,
Mm-hmm.
but having the experience, like I knew that I could handle it. But
Right.
I would say within the past year, I've gotten so much better with myself in terms of just being able to be comfortable and just knowing what works and what doesn't work without getting too like upset and too stressed out about it.
Right.
But I
Right.
think it's amazing. I love it so much now.
You know that since you spoke about being stressed out about it, one of the positive things that I've taken from it is that we go and we do an audition, we leave and we go home. We don't know how we did,
Yes.
but at least now you have that opportunity to review what you're
Yeah.
submitting to them
Yeah,
and
exactly.
see. It's like, oh, my hair was sticking up, and I'm like, the other
Yeah.
day I did a self tape. I'm like, oh, I had a stain on my sweater and
Hmm.
I didn't know it was there. But
Yeah.
what if I had walked into an audition with that stain on that sweater, not knowing it was there? So you have that opportunity to fix that before you
Exactly.
submit it to someone.
Yeah.
So that's a positive thing that I've noticed about it. So, do you have any new projects coming up?
As of right now, I do not. We're still. I just finished my high school play, so it's just focusing on finals right now for
Okay.
school. But I am hoping in 2022 for a new endeavors and new projects. Yeah.
Okay. And again, I'm going to still keep going back to our baby boy is 18 now.
Yes, ma'am.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, um, graduated from college with a major in film and media production, minor in business, and hopefully I can be able to take that into working at a local television station, working
Okay.
behind the scenes, or working at different acting studios, just to like get myself out there some more while still trying to balance acting.
Okay.
And hopefully within the next few years after that, I can start to fund my own projects or join other people's projects and just kind of put myself out there more within the other side of acting. But when it comes to acting, I hope I'm still auditioning, like
Okay.
really and truly.
I like to ask this question also because you know what, it can't be all me, me, me.
Yes,
What do you do as far as giving back to your community?
I love giving back in terms of being able to just teach others.
Okay.
This year at my school, I'm a peer tutor for the beginning theater class. So getting to just get to know the kids and teach them ways to just be themselves on stage or just learn different techniques within acting. It's
Mm.
so fulfilling and it's so cool seeing them grow within the past 5 months. And this year I'm in NHS in my school, which is National Honor Society.
Okay.
So we're getting ready to do some volunteer work within our community. We're starting next semester on that, and it's very exciting. I just love helping people
Are
in
you a
any
native
sort
of
of way.
Arizona?
I am,
Oh,
yes.
whoop whoop. Okay.
Born and raised.
So we spoke about 5 years. You know, each entertainer, we could put ourselves and we create a brand for ourselves.
Hmm.
Have you thought about that? What the 21-year-old Dylan, what differences you will see in yourself?
I am hoping for, as always, to grow and mature because I don't want to feel myself going back when I'm
Mm-hmm.
21 because that's such a scary feeling. Um, but I don't know. It scares me to think about the future sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because it's like if I put myself in a bubble, within the next 3 years and think I want to be here. If
Uh-huh.
I don't meet that, that's not good. So I like to just keep it out in the open.
Uh-huh.
But if I had to set like realistic long term goals, it would just be to be the more mature version of myself and dedicated to my craft and
Uh-huh.
just still an outgoing, caring, loving person. That kind of stuff. Not to make it all about me still. I'm very sorry, but
No, we're
yeah.
talking to you. So I think I asked you already what advice you would give to an aspiring actor. So where can our audience meet you?
Where can our audience meet me?
Where can our audience find you? We
I
don't want them meeting you. Where can they find you?
I was like, so here's my home address. No, they can they can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Dylan Crow Actor. It's very easy to find me there. YouTube, I haven't uploaded in a minute, but if they want to get a sense of my personality, just my name, Dylan Crow.
You gonna sing your song for them?
I will sing anything they want. I will do anything.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It means a lot to me. It's such an honor.
Such a pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today here at Desertwood Days, and we will catch you next time.